Our top story this morning, students from at least 3 Missoula schools walked out of class at noon yesterday in solidarity with teens from Florida who met with their state legislators in an effort to pass new gun laws. Hellgate art teacher Jeff Brown said the students were ready to stand up and leave when a fire alarm went off, emptying the school.
Today, just at the end of lunchtime, the fire alarm went off. And it goes off and we all have to leave school, 1,200 kids and 100 employees. I found out today that the students have been planning a march that's supposed to start at noon. They were just going to get up and leave their class they were in, which would be 5th period, and go on a march. They've been making signs, ready to go.
Brown said when the students asked for his permission to leave class and march down Higgins, he explained the school's policy on unexcused absences.
Your parents will say, why weren't you in school? But my guess is they already know. I've already heard that parents say, go for it. And so the school may, I am not an official spokesman for Hellgate High School or the district, the school may say, well, we have to respond. You left school without permission, and so there will be a detention. Last time this happened, about 6-7 years ago, there was a little march, and that same thing happened, and hundreds of kids spent lunch in the gym.
Students from Big Sky High School and Washington Middle School reportedly also left class in protest or attempted to. Montana Senator Steve Daines met with owners and employees at Big Sky Brewery yesterday to talk about the impact of the recently passed tax cut bill. However, he missed a group of protesters by just minutes. After a tour of the brewery, Daines said he spent the last few days visiting with business owners, farmers, and ranchers all over the state.
Here at Big Sky Brewery, it's a six-figure, a few $100,000 windfall for this small business here in Missoula, Montana. And I asked the leadership here, what are you going to do with the extra dollars? If we're going to invest in our people and our equipment, probably some bigger bonuses coming up for the employees here. And that's what these tax cuts are all about.
Daines said the reaction to the tax cut bill from Democrats has been comical in his view.
Some pretty terrible rhetoric coming out of Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer during the debate. If you remember, Nancy Pelosi said it was going to be Armageddon, the end of the world. Bernie Sanders, I think, said it's criminal activity. Cutting taxes? Really, Bernie? I'll tell you what, anytime we can cut taxes and put more money in the pockets of hardworking Montanans, it's the right thing to do.
After meeting with Daines, waiting outside on the sidewalk were members of Missoula Rises who were waiting to confront Senator Daines about a host of issues, including his apparent refusal to meet face-to-face with his constituents. Mary Coor was wearing a Missoula Rises pin on her lapel.
We're really frustrated that he is not meeting with his constituents. He's doing a tour to tout the success of his tax cut plan. We're frustrated with not being able to meet with the senator who represents us. We're his constituents, and he is hiding from us, is our impression.
Daines' next stop was a business in Hamilton where more protesters were waiting. A Montana tribal official who had been removed from office twice is back in office. The Billings Gazette reported yesterday the Northern Cheyenne Tribe President L. Jace Kilsback has resumed his post following an order by Tribal Judge D. Michael Feakin. Kilsback was removed by the Tribal Council in October of last year. He won back his seat by a tight margin in a January 3rd special election. His opponent, Donna Fisher, filed a lawsuit challenging the election's outcome. The initial judge presiding over the case, John Robinson, subsequently issued a stay on Kilsback's inauguration and an order barring him from the tribe's administrative offices in Lame Deer. Robinson, however, last week recused himself after Kilsback filed a motion challenging his impartiality. Feakin then issued an order vacating Robinson's orders. Republican U.S. Senate candidate Troy Downing is facing some legal headwinds in his election bid after charges were filed by Fish, Wildlife, and Parks warden that investigated the purchase of resident licenses by Downing. Downing pled not guilty to the charges and says he goes through the same processes all Montana hunters do.
To put things really bluntly, when I purchase my licenses, I do exactly what everyone else in Montana does. I go from my home in Montana and drive my car that's registered in Montana. I take my Montana driver's license. I put it on the counter. I say I want my, hunting license. And without going any deeper into the merits of the case, I do expect to blow this out of the water and expose problems that we have in that system.
Downing said the timing of the charges are suspicious.
Of course, the timing is very suspect. I've never received a citation in my life until I file for office. And plus just the absurdity of having a misdemeanor citation have a 3-day jury trial is absolutely absurd.
On Talkback yesterday, Downing asked for the soonest possible court date so that he could clear the air on the issue. And, of course, that court date will be in court just 2 weeks before the primary election. He's been cited for illegally buying licenses every year from 2011 to 2016. State of Montana seeking a preliminary injunction to prevent the maker of the powerful painkiller OxyContin from marketing opioids to Montana prescribers, seeking to put the force of a court order behind Purdue Pharma's recent promise to end such a marketing nationwide. Purdue announced in February that it would, on February 10th rather, it would stop marketing opioid drugs to doctors in response to lawsuits by several states, including Montana, alleging the company misrepresented the risk of addiction. The company last week declined Montana's request to put that decision into an enforceable agreement. Attorney General Tim Fox filed a motion for the injunction on Tuesday in Helena. Purdue spokesman Robert Josephson said yesterday a written agreement is unnecessary. The requested injunction would prohibit direct marketing to Montana prescribers while the state's consumer protection lawsuit against Purdue moves forward. Yesterday, the College Board announced national and statewide advanced placement results for the class of 2017. Montana Office of Public Instruction Director of Communications Dylan Clapmeyer said Montana saw an increase in the number of students taking an AP exam and an increase in students who scored a 3 or higher.
A benchmark score of 3 out of the 5 shows college readiness. With the class of 2017, 20.5% of students took an AP exam compared to 20.3% in the class of 2016. Of those, 13% scored a 3 or higher, and that's up from 12.8% with the class of 2016.
Clapmeyer said Montana traditionally ranks below the national average in terms of participation and scoring.
Regionally here, we are in line with our neighboring states for participation and actually lead all of our neighbors in scoring. Something that we're working on in Montana with the College Board is to get a better idea of which school districts in Montana are participating heavily in AP.
2 Montana school districts received recognition on the AP's district honor roll. Helena and Polson school districts increased access to AP coursework and the percentage of students earning a 3 or higher on AP exams. Our Newstalk time is 6:12.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station. Mostly cloudy skies today with our high temperatures in the mid to low 20s. A slight chance of a snow shower will be possible. Tonight, overnight lows will be in the single digits. Mostly sunny on Friday, snow likely Friday night. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.